Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel one more time. Today we're going to take a history ride where I took a nice little trip this summer to Rome. So let us begin. This is obviously Toronto Airport, and took a couple pictures there. This is my plane, obviously. It's Neos. It's a subsidiary of our old Italia. That's me on the plane. And here we are flying over Taranto, the great and diverse Babylon of Canada. I have, let's see if we get a little more centered here on the camera. I have a video on the making about Babylon and how it relates to today's world. That's coming out shortly. But today we're going to do my trip to Rome, day one. So, this is me flying over Toronto on the way. Looking good. Got the whole road to myself. And here's the route. Just about 7,000 kilometers, 7,004 or something like that. So in 1 hour, I'm over Quebec. 2 hours, we're over Newfoundland. 3 hours, we're in the middle of the ocean. Don't know what Gloria Ridge is, but Charlie Gibbs Fracture Zone. 4 hours, we're in the middle of the ocean. Approaching 5 hours, coming up to Ireland at 5.5, 5:45. Over the UK at 6. Over Paris at 7 hours. And coming into Rome. And this is the view landing in Rome. It was about 4 in the morning, I think. That is the moon up there. Not sure how many titles I have here in the bottom. Let's see if we can get that down to where I can move me around here. That might be a little bit better. So that's the end of the runway. About to land. Hope we got some volume. Touchdown. And this is the Leonardo da Vinci train. Going into the Roma Termini, which is the Rome terminal. Apparently, I found out later there's a bunch of homeless crackheads living underneath it. But wouldn't really see them because there's cops and security all over the place in the daytime. But on this trip, I started in Rome, stayed there for 5 days, and then moved on to Florence and Pisa and Milan. This is across the street from terminal. Came out, took a left, and then went around the buses. See, that's the back streets of Rome. And this is the ancient 3,000-year-old or some odd thing bathhouse. Where we went and washed up. Let's see. We got the Fiat Mini owners outside in the circle where Tom Cruise has stunts in the most recent Mission Impossible movie. Just to the left of this. No, it's the other circle that he was at the stunts. Where the Mussolini government building is at. We'll show you that shortly. So, this is down the side streets of the main drag. Apparently, after World War II, Mussolini had some streets moved because they weren't straight enough and they were old and too skinny. So, considering they got bombed to crap, they figured they might as well reroute some of the streets. And down at the end there, you could see the Mussolini building. The graduation, probably high school graduation, right beside the Opera House. School next door. You go around the Opera House. You come to the tunnel where Tom Cruise did some stunts. Now, in the movie, they make the tunnel look a lot longer. It took about 6-7 minutes to walk the length of it, but the tunnel looks far longer in the movie. Far bigger and longer. But this is the other side. And right next to La Fontana Trevi. The most famous fountains in the world. Apparently, a few days after I left, protesters decided to throw black ink or something in this water and make it look like shite. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but paid for by Soros actors anyway. Some amazing sculptures here. Just amazing. Sure that why this is doing what it is. Then they get some horse carriages in the background there. This is the side of the Trevini. You go in there and go up to the top. Somebody to translate that, because I ain't gonna. There's some buildings, and we're missing the. What the heck is the name of that building? Huh. Anyway, I'll bring it up later. Very interesting. Everything there is 6 stories. Every building in Rome is 6 stories. You got these ancient obelisks hanging out in the middle of the town. Here it is. This is what we were looking for. Absolutely gorgeous. Probably 2.5 blocks, 3 blocks away from the Trevini Fountain. This sculptures everywhere. This is the back of it. It starts with a P. What the heck is it called? That'll come to me later. Go to the hotel, have a little nap, and then walk out to the Vatican, which is 2 blocks away, 3 blocks maybe. St. Peter's Square. It's not a square, it's an oval. Absolutely gorgeous. Just gonna hang out in the square for a while. Trees up there on the hill. The place where they moved that obelisk right there, approximately 300 meters from the front of the church. That obelisk is from when the church was even there at all, where they had a lengthened oval track for chariot racing. Now this is the wall back there where the Pope escapes. Went for a beautiful dinner. And that's the end of day one. Let's get into day two. This is the start of day two. This is entering close to the Vatican. The Swiss Guard Gate. The Pope escape wall. There's a tunnel in the middle of that wall where the Pope can escape if he needs to, and has in the past, apparently, according to rumors. The wall is... Let me think now. I just heard this in a video not too long ago. The wall is from the 1500s. But they used their recycled bricks from other buildings. This is the top of St. Peter's Basilica. I believe I got the clock bong in there in the background. A little police car there in the background. The ground around the obelisk were featured in the Dan Brown movie, Da Vinci Code. This is when the obelisk was moved, 1500 and something. But this obelisk was moved, rededicated. Obviously, St. Peter, and St. Peter is supposed to be buried underneath this basilica.
Holy, huge.
This would be in the middle of the church here. St. Peter is crucified upside down. Now, if you believe that or not, that's what they say. It's the exact same spot. The hill is pushed back because it used to be a graveyard. Bodies were removed of the hill with the trees in the background. It's cut away to make
Crooked steps.
way for these crooked stairs going.
Oh my god, these are wonky.
Volume again. Okay, so here we are entering the
It's gotta be 200 yards down there.
absolutely gorgeous. Amazing tall ceilings. Everything is super duper amazing. Mary and Jesus. Right in the front door to the right. I mean, this place is gigantic. It's 90 meters by like 230 meters or something like that. I said everything is 6 stories tall. This is a basilica, which apparently is a combination of churches. There is, what I could see, almost 20 different chapels within this one building. Took a extremely long time to build this thing. There's documentaries out there on it. But apparently the artist Bernini started it, and Michelangelo took over after he died at the age of 72 in building the dome at the top. But his successor eventually built the dome. He tried to design a double dome, but it didn't work. It wouldn't carry the weight of the concrete. They needed some.
What a great job you have.
Metalworks to go into the dome to hold it up anyway.
Indoor 30-foot door. Caged.
Now we shouldn't have that go anyway.
My baby Jesus giving the finger. That big beard. Oh my God. It just keeps going.
It is amazing. An amazing place. There's little chapels. Another
20 altars in here. Big ones.
Another one right there, another one behind me, another one behind it. It's super amazing. No idea, like the doors, you think those would be like 6 feet? No, they're 10. And you got the good old Catholic confessionals here.
Cronies.
Look at this place.
Melting in here.
They're giving it away. In a recent video I saw, I'm not sure when it was made, but it said the cost of this place to build today would be at least $9 billion. Now, the Catholic Church obviously used to be the elite of the world, and probably more like leaders. Since then, other men have taken over. Business and money men, and banking men. And now you know the power of the banks and the dollar and lending. Gee, I wonder who participates in that. Makes you think another building like this will most likely never ever be built again. This is one of the main reasons I went to Rome in the first place. Was to see what men did 500 years ago. What they do today.
It's the scene.
And what money was used for. I mean, is this some kind of building being built today that in 500 years people will revel in? I don't see anything being built. Everything gets smaller and smaller, but in the old world it got bigger and bigger. Apparently down there is St. Peter's corpse, most likely underground, but that is supposed to be representative of where his body is and died, and was not moved after he died. Was crucified upside down directly right there underneath that tower. That is the main dome right there that you can go up on top of if you want to. I didn't do it, but what's inside is more important, not what's up on top of it, or nothing to see. I mean, it's free to go in this place, but I think the tower is not free. The museum is not free. Yeah, Rome is a very wicked place, to be honest. I mean, people are ripping people off, there's pickpocketing, there's drug use, there's massive hordes of vagrants, migrants wandering around. None of them believe in this place, which is right down the street, I bet.
Look at this marble. It's a big chunk. Leone Magno Patrone. Callisto.
In the year 550. I think it said something. I mean, look at that. Wow. That thing is 25, 30 feet high. Just magnificent. Things that aren't being done today. We're building glass and concrete and steel. I mean, it's amazing. Anyway, here's the evil part of the thing with the skeleton with an hourglass flying through a sheet. I don't know what that represents.
Big ass base bills. St. Thomas.
Then we come across one of the vigilantes.
Like a church within a church.
The basilica is shaped like a cross. It was supposed to be simple
Beside a church.
square and not a cross. But within the wings of the cross is another church.
Oh my god. Just those letters there are probably 75 feet, 80 feet.
It's incredible. Here's the Vigilante. Got a picture of his button. Vigilanza.
That's vigilante. He's a vigilante.
That's why we need more of the world. More vigilantes. We get back to this kind of thing in the world. Look at. I mean, how many men would volunteer to do this? Build something like this again? Maybe not even volunteer. Like, he's being wasted in Nairobi and Ukraine and Palestine. Because instead of build stuff, we'd rather blow shit up, right? Like, zero world leaders today. We need to pause this for now. Come back to
Relax and sell.
come back to this video later on. It's getting a little long here, so anyway, this is most of day one, and this is why I went and everything. And we know that good in the world creates and evil destroys. Now, when you look at this place and you look at Rome, I'm gonna let it play on silent here for a minute. Let it play on silent. So, like I said, good creates, evil destroys, and 500 years ago, we were doing good by creating things like this. I mean, absolutely incredible. And today, what we do, you know, when things are being destroyed for no reason, like countries, nations, and you know, there's war everywhere going on. Obviously, we do not have leaders. We have evil doers running the world. We're not creating, we're only destroying. Nothing is even talked about in creation. And the number one question not being answered or even asked by the press is they gave up on the why. Why is things happening? They give the who, what, and where, sometimes vague, sometimes detailed, depending on the ideological statements of and views of the media, but ultimately they never answer why. Why are things being destroyed? Why are we living in a destructive world? Why can we not create things like this? Why can we not idolize the people who did things like this? And if you look at the history of Rome, I mean, it's probably one of the most. I mean, everyone knows that Australia was a penal colony, but when everyone lived in Mesopotamia and Alexandria and Greece and stuff like that, Rome was the Australia. It was the penal colony. When you got exiled out of society, you went to Rome. And it was a penal colony. There was criminals everywhere. And it's still that way today in Rome. It hasn't changed yet. During probably the 3,500 years it's been around, it does have beauty created by leaders. And the difference is that they weren't elected, you see. So when we choose democracy over basically anything else, because the people get to choose, over the last 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 years, or if you go back to the origins of Rome 3,500 years ago, I mean, they still had beauty being created by good. In today's world, we get democracy and elections, but all we get is destruction and evil and lies and manipulations, and it just carries on. We get nothing new. Anyway, that's my video for today. Take care, people. Contact me if you like.